With print on demand, you can make money from anywhere, even while vacationing in beautiful Miami. See, that's the luxury of POD, and that's what I want to talk about today. Now, if you're not sure what POD is, it stands for print on demand. You use a company like Printify to create your product for you. You design it, and they do the rest. They make that product, package it, and ship it to your consumer. They'll even update the tracking information on Etsy for you. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 keys to successfully running a POD business from anywhere. Because after all, you want money to continuously roll in so that you can enjoy the luxuries of life. And these 5 essential tips, to me, are extremely important. So without further ado, let's get into this. Number 1 is designating a time. Now, a lot of people ask questions first before even getting into that is, should you put your shop on vacation mode? Should you extend your shipping times? And that's the thing with POD is you don't have to. But you do still have to designate a certain time of the day on when you plan on filling these orders. Now, if your shop is set to automatic and you don't have personalized items, then you don't have to worry about any of that, really. The money starts just flowing in and you don't have to do anything. Printify handles everything for you. But if you do have personalized items and you have your shop set to manual, you will have to designate a time during the day in order to handle those. Now, me personally, I handle these at night. My family knows that I need to work, but that doesn't mean that I have to work all day. I designate my time for at night when everybody's asleep. 1, it's nice, peaceful, and quiet. And 2, I know if I handle it all that night, the next day, I don't have to worry about it. I have a peace of mind. So at the end of every night, if I'm on vacation or wherever I'm traveling to, I designate 1 to 2 hours to that POD business. I make sure all those orders are fulfilled, as well as any back-end work that needs to be done. Now, this is essential for continuously bringing in money, because if you go days without doing this, they will build up and add up. And when that adds up, you start losing money. So you don't want to skip a day here and skip a day there. You want to have that structure. You want to have that 1 to 2 hours at some point during the day so that you can complete the tasks at hand. Which leads me into another tip. And this is something that is a little different. This is how fast I respond to customers. Now that is important to me. I can fulfill orders at the end of every night. But when I respond to consumers, I do that immediately. And the reason being is because consumers purchase off of impulse. So if they message you and another seller, and you both have similar items, and that other seller responds faster, they are going to go with that seller. So it's important to me that I have my phone on me 24/7, and if a consumer messages me, I instantly message them back and assist them. Now, that doesn't mean that I have to fulfill their order right away. My designated time is at night, but my response to that customer is as quickly as possible. And as you've seen from my other videos where I've showed you in depth about customer service, that is my #1 rated highest review. And it has made me more money than anything else. You can have the best product in the world, but if you have crappy customer service or you don't respond to consumers, they will shop somewhere else. It's like Sam Walton once said, a consumer can fire everybody, even the CEO, just by shopping somewhere else. So keep that in mind. The next thing is having a good connection, whether it's Wi-Fi or cell tower. You need to have a good connection. Now, the great thing with Printify is you can virtually do it all from your cell phone. You don't need an iPad. You don't need your laptop. You can literally fulfill orders right from your cell phone. So I could do it at the beach. I could do it at spa, a pool. It doesn't matter where I am. I can fulfill that order. However, personally, I like to use an iPad or my laptop, and that's because I'm blind. So I can't really see anything. But if you have better eyesight than me, you can get away with just using your phone. But a good connection is super important. The better the connection that you have, the faster you'll be able to get your work done. The hotel I'm staying at right now offers free Wi-Fi, and their free Wi-Fi is actually amazing. This is the Palms Hotel in Miami, and they offer 50 megabits per second for free. That's normally unheard of for a hotel. So if you end up going to a hotel and they offer less than that, I would highly just suggest upgrading your Wi-Fi. You don't want to be sitting there with the little wheel of death, waiting for something to fulfill and go through, and then wondering the entire time, well, did it work or did it not? So just make sure that the connection is good and you'll be set. The next thing is having all of my messages preset. Now, this may seem a little different or interesting to you, but most consumers that are going to message you will message you the same thing. They'll always have the same question. So I kind of create an auto response system. Now, I still personally message them myself, but I like to have it already preset. This saves me time while I'm with my family. So if a consumer messages me, I can instantly just copy, paste it, and talk to them. I don't have to sit there manually typing it out each and every single time. And copy, paste, and just change a few things and be on my way. This is also great if a consumer messages you and asks you the status of their order. Your auto response would be, thank you for reaching out to me. Let me look into this and I'll let you know. And then during your designated time at night, that's when you look into it and respond back to them. Your immediate message to them is important because now they feel heard. And then you're being proactive and messaging them again later, which helps with the customer service and will keep them coming back. The auto message saved you time and allow you to enjoy your time with your family and your vacation. Now, it may sound stupid, but it's super important. And trust me, it will help save so much time throughout your day and it will relieve a lot of stress. Now, one thing a lot of people are probably wondering is, do you get distracted while on vacation? Yes, you get distracted. I mean, you're on vacation. But here's the thing, you need to have structure. You need to know that there needs to be a part that you work. Designate that time. Otherwise, you're going to continuously fall into that hole and you won't be able to do anything. You won't be able to make money. This is where discipline comes into play. And as I said earlier, you don't want to skip days. So even though that this is vacation and you want to enjoy your time, remember, there's a time for fun, there's a time for business. Business only has to be this big. The pleasure could be huge. You can have all this pleasure and just this much business, but don't lose this. And the last thing is super important to me. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to manage your money, but for me, being financially responsible is important, especially if you want to travel and enjoy your time. You don't want to overspend. So I'll just give you a quick breakdown on how I spend my money so that you understand how I'm able to travel and still make that money. So every month, I take 10% of my earning and donate it. Last month, I used World Vision, donated 10% of my income to families that were in need overseas. In addition to that, I take 10% and I put it away for savings just in case of a rainy day. If anything were to happen, I still have that 10%. 60% of my income goes towards my livelihood. So my bills, my house, the cars, and then reinvesting into my business. Whatever money I have left over from all the bills goes right back into the business. I don't take any money away from that, which means I'm left with 20% to do what I want. So I can use that money for vacations like this. And if you do the math, every $1,000 would mean that you have $200 to spend. So if you make $10,000, you have $2,000 to spend on a vacation. And if you spend $200 a day, that gives you 10 days to enjoy your time, to work from anywhere. Now, you don't have to do any of this. That's just me personally. But I do want to just note one thing, that a lot of people misconstrued what wealth is. Wealth is not how much you bring in on a daily basis. Wealth is how much money you could spend without working. How long can you go without working and still survive? That's wealth. And with POD, you virtually barely have to work. 1 to 2 hours a day, that's all you really need. So you will build wealth very quickly and you'll be able to enjoy the luxuries of life without needing to dread that 9 to 5 job. But you do have to have structure, not just in the business sense of designating a time to fulfill these orders, but also financial standpoint. You don't want to overspend it, because if you do, you'll just continuously chase that money and you'll be lost. You want that money to build up so that you can enjoy it. I want you to always think about the positives. In POD, there are so many positives, more positives than any negatives. Now, before I go, I actually plan on making a new video very soon on how to start a POD business and launch it and create it into something like this, where you can virtually work from anywhere. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because I'm going to be starting that really soon. And I want to show you that you're not stuck. You can still build a successful POD business online and through Etsy and have the luxuries that life really has to offer you. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I would love to answer them for you to show you and tell you how I run my businesses from anywhere and still make money. So drop those questions below. And thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.